What if one man could stop an entire army just by refusing to move? In the year 1066, England was going through one of the most unstable periods in its history. Power was uncertain, alliances were fragile, and several rulers believed they had a claim to the English throne. One of them was Harald Hardrada, the King of Norway. He was an experienced warrior, known across Europe for his strength, ambition, and long military career. Hardrada believed England should be his, and with a large Viking army, he sailed south to take it. The Vikings achieved early success. They defeated local forces and moved confidently through northern England. After these victories, they stopped near a narrow crossing known as Stamford Bridge. Believing the danger had passed, many Vikings removed their armor and relaxed. It was a rare moment of calm after days of marching and fighting. What they did not realize was how close the English army truly was. King Harold Godwinson had moved his forces faster than anyone expected. His army marched hard and arrived at Stamford Bridge while the Vikings were still unprepared. When the two sides finally saw each other, retreat was no longer possible. Between the English army and the Viking camp stood a narrow wooden bridge crossing the River Derwent. Only a few men could cross at a time, which slowed the English advance. At this moment, one Viking warrior stepped forward to defend the bridge alone. His name was never recorded by historians. What mattered was what he did next. As English soldiers attempted to cross, the Vikings struck them down one by one. Armed with an axe, he used the narrow space to his advantage, preventing multiple attackers from reaching him at the same time. Each attempt to push forward ended with more casualties. The English army was forced to stop and regroup. Hundreds of soldiers were held back by a single man. It was not because they lacked numbers or weapons, but because the bridge turned every approach into a deadly risk. For several minutes, the battle paused. Both sides watched as the Viking continued to hold his position. This moment became one of the most striking episodes of the battle, not because of strategy, but because of human determination. Eventually, the English found a solution. One soldier slipped into the river and moved beneath the bridge, hidden from view. From below, he struck upward with a spear, killing the Viking defender. The bridge was finally cleared. With the crossing open, the English army surged forward. The Battle of Stamford Bridge quickly turned into a full-scale fight. The Vikings, caught off guard and lacking full armor, were overwhelmed. Harald Hardrada was killed during the fighting, and the Viking army suffered devastating losses. Many historians consider the Battle of Stamford Bridge to be the symbolic end of the Viking Age. Large Viking invasions of England would never again reach this scale. Yet, despite the size of the battle and the death of kings, one moment continues to stand out. A single warrior, whose name has been lost to history, delayed an entire army and became a symbol of resolve and courage. History is often remembered through famous leaders and major victories, but sometimes it is shaped by individuals who make a choice in a single moment, knowing they may not survive it. And that is why this story still matters today.